All right, here we have the second biggest moment of 2023. Actually driving the car around the yard to see if it even moved underneath its own power. I got some pictures here of the floor pan to ask one of my welder friends if they could fix it, but they are cleaned up. Again, pretty bad, but whatever. So there's a fluid level after checking it. Kind of a bad picture on my part, but there's fluid in there, and there's a full mark, and it was at the full mark. Fluid didn't really smell burnt or looked burnt, but it's fluid nonetheless, so I didn't care. It would work if it would work. So I'm going to put that video up separately of us driving it around the yard for the first time. It's a really janky setup. We have the ignition switch wired, like a 10-foot wire into the car for someone to unsplice to turn the car off if we got too handsy, you know, because there's no brakes on this car at this point, by the way. So the only way to stop it is by yanking the e-brake handle, which did work. But again, you know, better to turn the car off to let it slow down on its own. We had the mechanical fuel pump laying on the ground, going into a little 2-gallon, 3-gallon boat or just gas jug there. And then the 12-volt battery is sitting in the car as well. So it's a very janky setup. You can see the fuel filter going into like into the dashboard firewall there, up into the carburetor. So it's a little sketchy. So you guys can watch that separately here. I'll upload that shortly here. But great news, it did drive around the yard. Didn't really take it up past like not even 10 miles an hour, probably not even 5 miles an hour really, but it ran and it drove. So that was enough for me to see what we could go on with further next. So yeah, there's a shot there of the ignition switch. I wanted to get an actual key set up in there because the splice wire was a little too sketchy for my taste. So there's a couple angles of that. The old one anyway. There's no key with the car. Here's me timing it. Perfect timing. The third middle mark. I can talk about timing it in a different video if I need to do a how-to DIY video and timing, which I'm sure we'll run into in our future auto projects here on the channel. But at this time it is now April 30th, so I figured one day over break it's time to clean up this chrome, get this thing spruced up a bit. She runs, she drives, she starts, she stops with an e-brake obviously. But yeah, so we took about 3 days hand polishing all of the chrome on this car, me and my brother, in the hot sun. It sucked, but it was fun. It really was. With some, what we used was Mother's aluminum polish with 4-aught steel wool. You can buy the part store for like $5, all that stuff there. So, and you can use a machine to polish it, but you know what? This is a DIY, you know, anyone can do this in their backyard kind of project. So we did it all by hand. There's a before picture there, the front of the car. She's dirty. I got new headlights in at that point as well, so they're shined up as well. There's the bottom, and there's the top. I mean, that chrome turned out very nicely. I mean, there's still some bad pitting in some spots, but the spots where there's no pitting, it's basically brand new chrome. And there's the after picture. I mean, it shines like an oasis in the desert. I mean, it's pretty crazy. I mean, you see that from a mile away, I bet. But yeah, beautiful chrome. And here's a video I would have put on social media of it all shined up. Turned out beautifully. I couldn't ask for a better result there with that chrome. The next would be the paint, but that wouldn't be for many more months. But yeah, there she is too after some more polishing. Got some rubber gloves on there. That steel wool kind of gets in your skin. It's kind of pokey. In the summer sun there, she looks great. There's the exhaust. I decided to just sawzall the exhaust all out because it was kept banging around and making noise. So you see the giant, it's probably like a 6-foot tractor muffler is basically what it is. And see the pipe there with the square tip. There's my foot for comparison. I mean, it's a big old thing full of crap, and the whole exhaust was just shot. So open exhaust manifold it is for me. So a couple weeks later there, not even a couple weeks, about a week later there, the starter solenoid finally decided it would leave this earth. So luckily we actually get them at the part store, about $60-70 I think it was, with a lifetime warranty. Yeah, the old starter solenoid, you could shake it like a maraca. I mean, something that is finally cooked on the inside, probably from me using the flathead screwdriver to start the car. by arcing those two terminals out. So yeah, it was bad. I mean, 72 years old anyway, so it was time to get rid of it. But it had a good life. But yeah, the new one there, all shiny there, it works. Been working great ever since. So no complaints there.